ladies and gentlemen, if I could climb over this table and climb into the camera, there is no better way for me to show you the intensity that is currently happening here in Riyadh tonight. We are at the halfway point of Global Champions League, stage 16. Are Falcons Riyadh United going to win the title? Are they going to become the first ever three-time GCL champions? Are the Khan Stars, the defending champions, going to retain their title that they won in 2024? As it stands, they are individual points, singles of points. What I mean is we're not even in the double figures. We are talking 1, 2, and 3 points separating these teams and separating the destination of this incredible GCL trophy. Because as it stands, the Khan Stars, the first of these championship teams to jump, go double clear. Then what a response from Gilles Thomas and from Hans-Dieter Dreyer to jump double clear as well. I don't want to make this official because it's the furthest thing from it. But as it stands, that double clear of Falcons Riyadh United should be enough to see them win the title. But of course, there's still an entire second round to come. Let's show you then the results of GCL round 1. This is how it ends, with somewhat of a surprising finish for the Rome Gladiators, who go on to finish double clear in the fastest time of the lot. But that Falcons Riyadh United double clear should negate the double clear of Khan Stars. Interestingly enough, the Shanghai Swans double clear, as it stands, does them a massive service in finishing inside the top 4. Razorback International have done all they can do to try and stay in the fight, and you will notice that the Prague Lions are not even on that page. But because of the difference in points between Razorback and Prague, I have a feeling that Prague may still sneak into the top 4. Of course, there is still a second round to come, and plenty fences could still fall in that second period, that second round. But all these stories that are starting to pile up start to make this a fascinating night as the sun begins to set here in Riyadh. We are right outside the King Abdullah Financial District in the city of Riyadh. But here, under lights in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, let's show you then what a virtual ranking looks like. If things were to end now, oh, folks, this is what the Global Champions League would look like at the end of 2025. Can you believe it that Prague Lions, as it stands, on 15 penalties, would now still be inside the top 4, and Razorback International would be forced to jump a GCL Super Cup quarter-final. They would be very late to go in that quarter-final, but they would still have to jump a quarter-final. It'll be interesting to see how many fences would have to fall to see Razorback make that jump and get into the top 4. But Shanghai Swans now looking very comfortable thanks to their double clear. And can you imagine Falcons Riyadh United winning the championship by just 2 points over 16 stages? That is 32 rounds of jumping. You talk about nothing between these two teams. 32 rounds of jumping being separated by just 2 points. You've got to be kidding me. And as it stands, Paris Panthers, I'm afraid, thanks to their 19 penalties in GCL round 1, look destined to not compete in the GCL Super Cup later on this year in Prague at the GC playoffs. Let's hear from the Golden Boy. Let's hear from Gilles Thomas, the man who is trying to guide Falcons Riyadh to a GCL title, the man who is looking to try and compete a GC double after being crowned the Longines Global Champions Tour champion. Can he go on and do the same in the GCL? Let's hear from the Belgian.
Gilles, what a genuine battle. Khan Stars go double clear. Falcons Riyadh United watch it calmly, and you go down and lay down double clear as well. Your emotions must be bubbling away ahead of round 2.
Yeah, it's the final, and it's very tight. And I watched the Khan Stars, to be honest, and they jumped double clear. So that's then we also had to deliver good today, and I think both of our horses jumped very good. So yeah, we are still in the race.
You bring out Hermitage Cologne in the first round for the first time this season. Was that purely because you wanted to have the best horses jumping, or was it to take some freshness out of him? What was the reason?
Yeah, now we are very close to the title, so I think We competed the whole season very good, and now it's almost there. So Hermitage had a little break before coming here, so I think he's fresh enough to jump 2 rounds, and that's why I took my most experienced horse for both rounds today.
So the superstar stays to the second round. Who does Hansi ride?
I think we stay with the same 2 horses. They both jumped very good, so yeah, we want to do as good as possible today.
Confident that you can get over the line?
Oh, it's a bit a pity that we have to ride before the Cannes Stars in the second round, because they were a bit quicker than us, so we cannot really watch them. But yeah, we're first going to start to hopefully ride again a double clear, and then we will see where it ends.
Gilles, well done and good luck for round 2.
Thank you.
What a signal of intent from Gilles Thomas. Nothing against his 9-year-olds. He has the incredible Chiara and Callisto, both who have proven to be able to jump 5-star clear rounds. But to bring out Hermitage Cologne for this final, to jump Hermitage Cologne already in round 1, to go clear as many people would have expected based on his season, it just shows you where Gilles Thomas's mind is. It would have been very easy to jump one of his 9-year-olds in round 1 and then arguably bring Hermitage Cologne in for the second round. But he talks about freshness, he talks about ability, and understandably the importance of winning this GCL title. Hermitage Cologne looks set to jump both rounds. If he and Hans-Dieter Dreyer do it again in that second round, Valkenswaard United will finally become champions of the GCL once again and become the first ever 3-time champions. Let's now hear from the Cannes Stars, their direct opposition, the team that is trying to deny them this win. Let's show you then what happened. These are the rounds of Sophie Hinners and Katrien Ackerman, the 2 Iron Dames riders powering the Cannes Stars, doing their best. They were very early to go today. In fact, as far as the round 1 draw was concerned, they were 3rd to go. They had watched Riesebeck International jump to 4 penalties. They had watched the Doha Falcons jump to 26 or 30 penalties, in fact. And then the Iron Dames team powering the Cannes Stars with Sophie Hinners and Iron Dames Combella going on to jump that first round clear. Still just 10 or 11 years of age is Combella. And what a wonderful setting of the pace from Sophie Hinners, who looked cool and calm and relaxed throughout the entire round, setting it up beautifully for her teammates Katrien Ackerman and Chao Li. Of course, that comes in a few moments' time, as now we see Sophie Hinners get to Longines. No errors there. Look how cool and calm that is. Now coming into the combination of global champions, gets over A, gets over B, and gets over C as well. Now towards the latter part of her round. Here will come the rollback as she prepares for the final line. And basically jumping towards the studio here. Sophie gets over the penultimate fence and then gets over the final fence in a clear time of 74. Then Chao Li and Katrien Ackerman follow suit, knowing the importance again of each and every rail, just how costly each and every fence could be. They know that they have to better Valkenswaard United by some bit to try and overturn this championship fight. Of course, at this time, Valkenswaard had not jumped yet, but now the double clear of Hans-Dieter Dreyer and Gilles Thomas does certainly put the men in blue in the pound seats. But all Cannes Stars can do is control the controllables. They go on to jump the double clear. Here is Ackerman and Chao Li, winners on multiple stages of both the Longines Global Champions Tour and the Global Champions League. Having a lot of success in Miami, in fact, over the last few seasons as an individual rider on the Longines Global Champions Tour. And very easy to document the success of Katrien Ackerman as a Cannes Stars rider, defending champion of the GCL. And here she comes around as well. Similar line to what we saw from Sophie Hinners. Now comes through that rollback, gets over the penultimate fence, runs right towards the studio, and gets over that final fence to set the pace at a double clear. The trick, however, though, is that that double clear, albeit necessary, has somewhat been nullified thanks to the double clear of Valkenswaard United. But we are still only at the halfway stage. We welcome Dan Strange into the studio to give us some thoughts and some reaction. If I may, sadly, put Paris Panthers to bed and say that that seems to be locked down, let's leave that conversation alone unless something very dramatic happens.
No, all I want to say is just the look on Guido Grimaldi's face, and I have so much respect for Guido Grimaldi because I think he's been phenomenal this year.
A daunting realization.
The look on his face said, I've done everything I can, it's done. And that's a shame because I think he's been phenomenal. I think they've worked their hardest. Celine's jumped as well as she can and really tried. I think the look on his face said he knew.
Very difficult to see how they come back from here, but let's then focus on that top 4 conversation. Let's focus then on that championship battle. I imagine that our commentator Tom Freen might come and join us as well. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure. As it stands, I believe, based on the virtual rankings, that despite fences falling, Dan, for the Prague Lions on 15, it's still not enough for Razorback International to make it in. They did say earlier on today, Christian Kukak stood in that very position and said it's out of our hands. But you have to feel for Razorback, who, as it stands now, only have a single fence down. They watch their closest opposition have 15 penalties, and somehow they still might not make it into the GCL Super Cup semi-finals.
They might not make it into semi-finals, GCL Super Cup semi-finals initially, because if you look at the overall season, Prague Lions, and Riesenbeck have been
Let this young man come join us as well.
Riesenbeck have been consistent.
Come in, young man. Come have a chat with us.
But Prague Lions have been more consistent, and therefore it's too big a gap to bridge.
Earlier today, this young man said that Prague Lions should be the team that locks in 4th place, or at least inside the top 4, depending on where it's 3rd or 4th. The double clear of Shanghai now seemingly puts them in 4th. We're just talking about how, despite 15 penalties compared to Riesenbeck's 4, your prediction of a potential Prague Lions top 4 still stays alive, Tom.
Yeah, they've worked hard. All the teams have worked really hard.
Feels like a get-out-of-jail-free card to me, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Finish on 15 and you still sneak in?
But if you look at how many clear rounds we've had, they've been far and few between. You know, they've had to work really hard here. It's been a real... Like, we sit down and look at the stats of this class. You know, we've had some fantastic performances to jump clear and, you know, to do really good stuff. A couple of unlucky 4 falters. And then we've had a few cricket scores. You know, and this is a real Uliano track. You know, if it starts to go a bit pear-shaped on you, well, brace yourself, because it can get messy really quickly. And it's a 155. They haven't been in this arena. We had a look around here last night, but nothing compared to the pressure. And we've seen it as well, the way the light has changed, the way the shadows have changed. You know, it's fantastic sport.
Can we talk about the response of Falcons Riyadh United, who, under pressure as the team that is being hunted from everyone, Can Stars start early with the double clear. It throws the ball in their court automatically. For Gilles Thomas and Hans-Dieter Dreyer, Dan, to come into this and say, I see the double clear, no worries, and respond the way they did. Are we now looking at that mentality of champions here tonight?
I spoke to Gilles just before he went in. He was literally going around the warm-up arena, and I have the privilege of standing and watching sensational riders all the time up close. And I said, Gilles, it's the first time you've jumped Hermitage Cologne in a first round this season. And he just went, well noticed. Yeah. And that tells you everything. They are here to win the championship. They want that history. They want the 3rd time for Jan Tops's team. They're not going to mess around. So they brought the big guns out. I said it in an interview with Gilles earlier. They brought the superstar in, Hermitage Cologne. The sad thing is, Gilles Thomas has superstars galore underneath Hermitage Cologne.
And I have a feeling that we talk about a seasonal double for Gilles Thomas, a man who's now won the Longines Global Champions Tour, may well make it a seasonal double for him. Let's talk about Can Stars on the other hand, because this could be quite deflating as well, couldn't it, Tom? Because you come out here, you jump the double clear, you do everything you can, and your closest rivals say, I see you, and I'll give you that back. How do you come back from that?
They didn't expect anything else. You know, they knew that Falcons Riyadh were going to be strong. They've been at each other all year, these 2 teams. They've been at the coalface all year, batting away at each other. So they know this is going to go down to the wire. This is going to go down to the very last fence.
Speaking of, if I can remind you of the numbers here, we've done the virtual rankings. 16 stages of GCL competition. That's 32 rounds of jumping. As it stands now, Falcons Riyadh will win it by 2 points. Can you imagine over 32 rounds of jumping, 2 points? That is 2 time penalties. Yep. Is all that separates these 2 teams.
It's 2 points, and it's 1 clear round. If they both go clear and it stays as it is, with that 2-point victory, it's 1 clear round and 2 points whole season.
Yeah.
We're now at a level where a single fence. We're now at a level. Here we go. This is the virtual ranking. We are at a level here, Tom, where we are talking about 1 fence. If a single fence were to fall, it may mean that Valkenswaard finish that much further down. Can could win it. Can drop a fence down. It seals the victory. One fence can and probably will decide this.
Yep. And importantly, of course, Valkenswaard United have a 6-point advantage overall. This is a virtual ranking, but 6-point advantage overall. So say Shanghai Swans go double clear now and fences fall for those two. It's going to then depend on, you know, what the gap is between them and how it plays out. I love this.
Roll the dice.
So
roll the dice and see how this must play out. Are Shanghai here to disrupt this party? Because he makes a good point. If a fence or two falls for Shanghai, for Valkenswaard and for Cannes, and maybe Shanghai jump a double clear, well, I'm not saying it's over and it's going to turn, but we can release a little cat amongst the pigeons here.
Shanghai, you saw the two guys. How hungry did they look? I mean, those guys looked like they haven't been fed for a while. They came into the ring, you know, they were just chomping at the bit.
When you spoke to Daniel Deusser last night, I had never seen such commitment in that man's eyes.
But the same, Tom is exactly right. I then interviewed Max Kühne earlier, and it's the same look in Rabat. He almost had a look, sorry, he didn't. Christian Alman had almost a look of deflation. And you don't see that from Shanghai Swans because they're that talented a roster. But here, Max just looks focused. And Daniel just is. He's an intense character. I really like Daniel Deusser, but he's an intense character. And he just brings that extra bit of swagger.
6'4" German can be quite an intimidating figure. Speaking of the Shanghai Swans, we've heard from Max Kühne. Let's get his thoughts. These are some thoughts and some reaction from the Swans as Max Kühne.
Max, after the difficulty of Rabat, double clear here in Riyadh was exactly what Shanghai needed. Just sum up how you feel in terms of not just being a rider but managing the team as well after that performance.
Yeah, good feeling to start with a clear round. We know what we have to do. We have to be clear to get on the podium. Our third place in the overall ranking is our aim, I would say, and therefore we need to perform here.
What did you feel of the course in this round one? We know it's only 155. It gets tougher in the second round, but how challenging did you find it for round one?
I think it was a nice start. Like we have it quite often now, the last shows. We start nice and then it gets a bit more tough for sure. Also the later we have Flute Light. It's also for one another horse, another experience. Yeah, but there won't be so many clears the next round.
So you rode Gangster for Daniel in this round, and EIC Julius Caesar for you. Which horses come in for round two for Shanghai Swans?
Daniel will ride Otello, and I will ride Cooley Trump the Q.
Best luck for round two, an important round two for the Shanghai Swans.
Thank you.
So we talked about the Shanghai Swans double clear, Valkenswaard United's double clear, the Cannes Stars is double clear, but take nothing away from the Rome Gladiators, who, as it stands, lead going into round two with the double clear of their own. Respect is given here because of that wonderful round. They've earned it. Let's hear the thoughts then of the leading team of GCL round one.
I've got the Rome Gladiators here, leaders after the first round. Emmanuel, I'll come to you first. How do you assess that first round? Because suddenly, since Rabat, you've come to form.
In Rabat was good. We had the second place, but we have here one more round to go, the difficult round. And for sure we will give the best, and we hope to be clear.
You're making a debut tonight for the Rome Gladiators. Straight away in, straight away clear, straight away top of the pile. You must be delighted by how your horse has gone tonight and joining the team.
Yeah, exactly. I could not do the warm-up yesterday. I felt him a bit dehydrated. And I was a bit worried because I didn't think about it, but we jumped under the lights. But I have to say he did a super job. And when you have a partner, a good rider like this together, it's always easier.
What's the plan for the second round in terms of riders and horsepower?
Yeah, I think we're going to do our best for sure. And I think the strategy now is just cleared. You know, I think we are close to finish well the job.
At the moment, Emanuele, you are crashing the party at the top of the leaderboard because Valkenswaard and Cannes Stars are going for the championship, and at the moment it's you stood in the way in first.
Of course, always say we have now a big round, and yeah, that will change.
Best of luck, Rome Gladiators, for round 2, of course. Second in Rabat. Can you finish first in Riyadh? Well done for round 1.
Are we looking at the back end of the season of the surprises? The Saint-Tropez Pirates win in Rabat and take away crucial points from those championship leading teams. Can the Rome Gladiators do that as well? Do they then relegate Valkenswaard and Shanghai and the Kunststars further down the podium? Time will tell. Gentlemen, some course design busy underway for the upcoming second round. Thoughts on round 2, Dan Strange?
Thoughts on round 2, be careful of the watering tractors, because it got me on the way out of the warm-up arena. I think Shanghai Swans, if they go double clear, could really, well, it could change the title completely. Because if they put themselves...
Imagine after all of this, can Stars, Valkenswaard United talk, if the Shanghai Swans go and throw a spanner in that works.
But look at it. Can Stars win? Shanghai Swans second, Valkenswaard United third, which very much could happen here. Can Stars win the championship?
Jeez.
Yeah.
I think Shanghai Swans could have a say.
Thoughts on round 2?
I'm blown away. Round 1 has been just a roller coaster. I mean, the quality of performances. I hate to see a loser in this, because we've got 2 teams so far out in front, and now the Shanghai Swans have come and just joined the party. I can't wait to see what the course builder puts up for us, first of all, and then just watch the cream rise to the top, because it's just set up for fantastic sport. The horses are outstanding, the arenas are perfect, courses have been sublime. The sport is just amazing. I've never seen it as good. I can't wait for this evening. May the best team win.
All right, may the best team win indeed. Well, we are moments away from the build-up to the second round of Global Champions League. As it stands now, based on paper, Valkenswaard United will win GCL 2025. But as Dan pointed out, there are a lot of different criteria that can happen here, a lot of different circumstances that can unfold that may change that. Catch a breather, go grab a drink, and come join us for the second round of Global Champions League round 2 here in Riyadh in a few moments' time as we get ready and closer to close this remarkable season. We'll see you in a moment.
Hi, my name is Olivier Philibert. Welcome to Global Champions League, where world's top riders unite in a team to compete against each other. The 2025 Global Champions League season goes all around the world, 15 destinations with 17 teams competing against each other for the win. Each team consists 6 riders that are handpicked by the team manager, but every team needs to have at least one under 25. In the mid-season transfer window, the team manager can swap the riders to strengthen up their team for the second half of the season to gather extra points. In every stage, 3 riders travel. On the end, there are 2 riders who are competing, but in between rounds, the team manager can swap riders. Every second and penalty counts. Results from both riders are counted together. Whenever the teams are tied, the time from the second round counts. Every competition, the winner earns 30 championship points. Every point counts. After a long season, lots of competitions and strategy, the teams with most points will win the Global Champions League 2025. The top 4 teams are pre-qualified for the GCL Super Cup semi-finals, and the 17 team are not qualified. Join us for the ultimate team battle on GCTV.
The defending championship winners, Can Stars, comes forward. Consolidate Can Stars here in Doha. Sophie Hinners and Jan-Fredrik Meyer Zimmerman win. The last team enters the GCL second round here in Mexico City. Silver trophy, second place, congratulations. But now we welcome Valkenswaard United. Gilles Thomas, super clear round. Gilles Thomas, marker-setting display.
The first of the teams with double clears, they are in the lead. Once again, a masterclass from Gilles Thomas. Celebrate the moment in Madrid.
But now things get fascinating. For a piece for Sophie Hinners and the anchor for Deborah Myers. Can Stars. A perfect round. Wow. Can Stars come out, all guns blazing. And there it is, Valkenswaard United. The roar goes up. Gilles Thomas is going to go just ahead. They take over the season lead, powered by Iron Dames. Quite extraordinary marker setting tonight here in Paris. Gilles Thomas is homebound and Hermitage Cologne for a stunning GCL round 2 clear. Now the battle for the season's standings really takes shape. The final fence, and it's a double clear for Valkenswaard United.
Valkenswaard United, they're in the lead at the moment. Last fence, clear round, pressure on. So she gives the trophy across to Gilles Thomas and Hans-Dieter Dreyer. This is a team with the armband on. That indicates that they're the leaders. Finishes up clear round, 80.27. That is important. Boys raise their trophy.
Pressure building. She's clear. The Cannes Stars think coming to the final fence, and she is clear. The Cannes Stars become the first team to go double clear.